Good morning everybody and welcome to House and Garden Flip episode 143. We're going to head straight into our bunker flip. First thing we're going to do when we get there is probably some gardening and not a lot though, I think maybe 10-15 minutes of just putting in some grapevines, and then we're going to go straight back inside and continue flipping the bunker itself. Where to go? Old house with bunker, here we are. Alright. So it's a good thing the tips down the bottom are into utility gardens today. That's what we'll be creating for our old house with a bunker. Our preppers, give them something to grow. I'm just thinking we're going to put grapevines in along the hedge line, and I think that's probably all we'll do today. So I won't do a massive mow. What I'll do is I'll do a quick whippersnip to give myself some workspace, and then I think go into the hedge and angle that. Okay, it looks like the hedge is pretty clear here. Just run this along the hedge, and then what we'll do is we'll mow a couple of strips. Looks like I'm going to have to deal with the mole. That's right. So first things first. So what I'm trying to do is, rather than have one massive garden episode, I might just split the flipping episodes with some of the garden development too. So we're working on two fronts to get the house ready, and hopefully having it ready will coincide with having the garden ready, or come at least pretty close. Along the front I think we're going to put some probably edibles again, or maybe roses or something, I don't know. I'll think about it. But this morning I decided what we'll do for the sides is grapevines. Alright, the mole has to go. Let's just make him a little bit easier to find. We'll whippersnip around the mole mounds. So if you're into your Steam achievements and you're into looking for the achievement with the mole, it's pretty much the clue is in the name. So unless of course you don't know what whack-a-mole is, which is basically chasing them with a hammer. I always like to think I miss it, but the swish is enough to make the mole run away. Okay. Alright, that should do that. But it is going to make it a bit of a menace to try and work and try and mow if I don't do something about these molehills. They're not a problem in Australia. Yes, I'm going to plaster the molehill. No. See, didn't touch him, and he runs because he's not silly. Mad human with a shovel. I'm leaving. He's very cute though, kind of whiffles around, but he does not come back if you wave the shovel at him. So there we go. I wouldn't come back either, but there you go. All right. Let's grab this mower, put it down about there. WASD keys to steer, and if you want it to actually cut the grass you're going to have to hit that left mouse button as well. I'm not terribly good at the whole mowing thing, but like I said, I'm just going to clear myself a big enough space to work in so I can get these grapevines down, and that will be the end of the gardening session for this part of the day, and we'll just head straight in and get some of that bunker done. If I remember rightly, we had to paint and put floors in our bunker living space, and that was it. There we go. Alright, this is where I'm going to leave the garden, or the mowing at least. There. Oh, actually no it's not, because we're not going to roller paint the grass, that would be silly. and shift mouse wheel, slide. That's annoying. Alright, so I'm just going to give myself a strip around all the hedges. This is I remember how to do it. Sometimes you can drift the mower, sometimes, not always. Man. There is no drunken monkey achievement for driving the mower badly. There probably should be. Oh yeah, I forgot about the bunker. That's annoying. What do you mean I can't mow over my own bunker? That's terrible. Pivot that. Let's bring that around. Alright, fine. We'll deal with that in a minute. Alright, so this is about all the mowing I want to do. I know I said that a couple of minutes ago and completely messed it up. But pretty sure I've... Oh no! Got most of it now. Alright. Done. Okay. We're not going to worry about the front yet. Like I said, today we're just going to do grapevines. I'm going to put in about 2, maybe 3 varieties and give myself some varying heights in the vines themselves, and also a variety in species of vines who go into edible plants. And that's simply because if something gets into one kind, hopefully the others will survive. So there's about 3 species. Let's just intersperse those fairly evenly around the hedge. The Bacchus being the tallest. Actually, we are going to do it this way. Grab the Bacchus. Grab the Sauvignon. Put it about here. And then we'll grab the Ferment. Otherwise I have to go around it 3 times and my spacing is going to be pretty horrible. Okay. They're about equisize. Oh well, whatever. So the object is not to have the same species in line. So we're just going to go to plants, and then I'm just going to go... oops, that's a Ferment. We had that before. No, this might drive me crazy. Yeah, I might just try and guess it. 1, 2, 3, maybe there. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, maybe there. We'll see how well we guess this in a minute. I may just end up just not being quite as accurate as I want. Alright. It's vaguely okay. Back into that one. Let's go with Sauvignon Blanc. Oops, try buying many. We'll be a lot happier. 2 and 3. And botch that section. So, okay, fine. And botch that section. Alright, so along here we're just going to have to intersperse. Oh no, that one's a space for 2. That's fine. And again. And whoops, that was in the hedge. Pretty sure we don't want to put a vine in the hedge, but we'll fix that shortly. And Ferment is the last but not least. That vine is bugging me, but I will fix it before I plant it. And once more. Okay. They're not exactly straight. Let's just put it back. Alright. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to do a quick, hopefully a quick mass plant of these things. So I'm just tapping that E key as I go past. You know what? I need another vine here. I don't know, let's put a ferment in. I'm just going to grab this one. Ah, no, don't you dare. And shovel it to about here. And then I'm just going to grab this one and put it about here. And then I'm just going to pull that one out of the hedge. Rightio. Now we'll just keep going with the rest. Everyone I move. Hold to pick up just means it doesn't like where you've put the vine. Alright, don't ask me what the difference was with that, but there you go. Just occasionally you've got to wiggle it to get it back into space. Alrighty, let's go dig these holes. 3 for grapevines, okay. Man, I know trees with less. Alright, my 10 minutes is just about up, so that's okay. This is one of the reasons I wanted to just split the gardening and the actual inside prepping, is because the yard is quite big and I wanted to get started on it sooner rather than later. So we just do this. And the theory behind putting a lot of fruit trees and bushes in for the preppers is if they're planning on on surviving an apocalypse, maybe if they've got a garden that can feed them, it won't be such a big thing if they need to go out, provided the water's running. And if the plants are well established, they won't need as much water to maintain their garden as well. So we're kind of looking at just the practicalities. Garden this size too, it'll be able to feed more than just a single family. So I guess while there's no apocalypse, they can be the most popular family on the planet and share their produce. Now these plants are planted far enough apart that watering one of them isn't going to water in any of the others. So what I'll do is basically put them in the hole and water them in at the same time. And once they're in, we're going to head downstairs and do the bunker. Yes. Keep our preppers happy. So it'd be really nice if the garden could affect the preppers. So if your garden has edible plants, maybe that would be a plus, regardless of if it's an English garden or a Actually, I'm just going to run around and do this. Oops, missed one. No, I will do it this way. Just put them in bulk. anything else. Yeah, so that would be kind of cool if the edible gardens scored more highly with the preppers than anything else. So one of the slowest parts of garden flipping is actually putting in the plants, especially if you're going to put in a lot and just get them. And they're not the simple flowers that you just whack straight into the ground. So these sorts of plants take a little bit of time. Alrighty. Almost a third of the way through. And we'll get that one done. The vine-covered English garden requirement actually kind of makes me think I should be putting grapevines in along the house exterior as well, which would provide some sort of insulative protection as well as cover, especially if they're let to go nuts. So that's not too bad. I'm not sure how much a vine would damage a house though, so it could be a two-edged sword. Something for the preppers to think about, I think. But once the garden's established, it does take a little bit less intensive care. So they probably want to get this part of their prepping done before anything happened. Looks like I missed a couple of weeds. Well, we're not going to chase those up today. Today we're just going to finish these vines and go in. So let's go with the horn. It's not too bad, I guess. If you plant your vines along your fence line, you can share your bounty with your neighbours as your vines escape into their yard. My neighbour planted some kind of flower and it's gone nuts into my backyard. It's crazy. I'm going to have to weed it. It's not a grapevine though. There we go with this. And the birds all love it, so just weed. One more. Two more. No, one more. Alright, that is the gardening section done. Let's wander through here, watch out for snakes, and we shall head straight downstairs. Oh, seriously, yep. Alright, so when you're moving things around in your bunker, just be aware that you can... Fine. Let me in. That you can block yourself out if you're not careful. Alrighty, so we were finishing off this room today. I'll just close the door. We're going to make it a soft green to remind them of, you know, there is life outside. I'm actually going to put carpet down. Normally I don't put carpet down in the bunker because it just doesn't seem to be practical, really. But I think in this case, if we're going for a family situation, we might put carpet down just to remind them that there's a world out there. Okay, we are also going to give the walls a light green coat of paint, because the last thing you want to be is, if you're stuck in a bunker, you don't want grey walls all around you. It'd be a bit like being in prison. And if you're confined, it's, you know, you might as well lighten your environment to make it nicer. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be the young flower bud. Young flower bud has a hint of yellow in it. Yeah, it's going to be the green. Actually, no. Let's have a look at this. The other rule of thumb too is the lighter your colour, the more open your room is going to seem. If you put a really dark green in here, the walls are going to seem like they're closing in, and you're going to actually feel that confined space a lot more. Okay. Just want to put a couple of stripes here. I'm not decorating, I'm paint testing. Okay, so basically, okay, that's what that looks like. See, I prefer the lighter green for this corner, but when I look over here, I actually prefer that darker green. So, okay, I guess we're going... Actually, no, we're going to go with the lighter green. Alright, let's get this room looking friendly. So if we're going to sell to... we're not going to sell it to the feral dude, the feral pepper. He doesn't want a lot of stuff in his bunker, which means that I don't get to play with as many things. So we're going to either flip for the female prepper, who's now down at the bottom. She was at the top at the beginning of this flip. But then I think I took a few things out that she really liked, and now she's sulking. She'll probably go back up to the top. She can be pretty persistent and difficult to get rid of. If you're actually aiming for the family. So I'm actually quite content to sell to either the family guy with the beard or the girl. I probably would prefer to sell it to the guy and his wife and daughter, I believe. Okay, that is that. Yeah. Alright, now I don't think there's anything I can do to actually change the status of the room. I was going to put another bookcase in down the bottom, but I'm having a look at how that door opens and I'm thinking it might be a bad idea. We'll just check it anyway. Let's see how bad an idea. Heading into cupboards and into shelves. Going over onto birch, flip it round. Actually, you know what? That's probably doable. It does look odd though with the TV off-centered. I guess that's easy enough to fix. Yep, that'll do. Right, that room's done. I'm still thinking about what I want to do with this room. It's it can't be a storeroom. There are two requirements. Okay, so we filled the main requirement for these guys. They would like a lounge and a TV, both of them. So, what else do they want? First aid kit, enough food. We'll deal with the food shortly. Gas masks. She doesn't like guns. That's too bad. This one comes with them. She needs a lot of water. She wants a sofa. She wants a bed and a real kitchen. So sofa, bed, real kitchen. And he's the same. He wants a kitchen and he wants a bed and he wants a sofa. Alrighty, and he's happy with the guns because he's taught his kids how to shoot as well. So they'll be fine for hunting, for meat, for the pot and all that kind of thing. This is going to be our storage space, which means I do want to get rid of this. And now I just need to kind of organise. These two doors are a menace. We've also got a narrow space here and a bigger space in here. So I'm thinking... My main problem is I prefer to have the sleeping area in the centre of the bunker rather than right up next to the door going into the outside. and that's just simply because if you have someone come in, you've got some warning. I'm thinking maybe we'll make this the sleeping area because at least you have the house over the top, so that will give them some protection from intruders. You know what, I don't feel like carrying all these shelves through the bunker to do anything with it, so we might just get rid of that. Actually, we might just get rid of all of it and start from scratch. Oh my gosh, everyone is whining. Stop whining, guys, it's fine. Okay, now just because this is kind of your living room area does not mean it can't be well stocked with food. So we've got plenty of books, so we might as well start by making these guys a little bit happier about where the food is going to be. It does mean you've got to keep ducking in from the kitchen, but too bad. Go to this way, go into occasional. No, now I'm lost. That's interesting. Alright, if I'm looking for, goes under supplies. Oh, okay, I've got to look under there. They've shuffled things. I'm like, what? That's right, we also need a generator room, which I think is what we're going to use the end room for, generator and washing machine. So we need bunks, we need a first aid kit, every room should have one. Let's pop this if I can. Let's flip it this way for ease of access. Alright. I know, most living rooms have kind of knickknacks and ornaments. This one has first aid kits. That's okay. What else do we have in equipment that they're going to need? The toilet paper thing. Everyone needs toilet paper. Let's just put a few down here. Again, not your usual not your usual decor for a living room, but then I'm thinking this is probably not your usual living room. Alright, pop those in. So what they're going to do is maybe put their overflow supplies in here. We're definitely going to have a shovel. We're going to stick that over here in the corner. Alrighty. That's that. Let's have a quick looky see and see what we've got. Okay, equipment. Yeah, back. Protection. Alright, let's put a couple of masks in each room. Just simply because you never know where you're going to be if you need it. There you go, everyone's happy. Alright, we have 4. The reason I put 4 in is because if it's a family they'll want more than just the one. Boots probably should be in the outer room, so I won't do them yet. And hats, we'll just leave that. Okay, barricades, that's not much of a barricade. Supplies. Alright, here's where things get interesting. So that's our food. Energy. We probably don't want to store the gas cylinder in the living room. Okay, so that means I do need to work out where I'm going to put the kitchen. This is no longer a storage room, this is going to be a kitchen. We are going to, so I can put a corner kitchen in here, or and probably cupboards in along there. Alright, let's see how we go. Let's make the kitchen a place of light, easy to clean, and that kind of thing. So we'll brighten it up. We're going to put yellow tiles in. Not stab my eye out yellow, but just yellow in general. Get this done here. Okay. So we'll just change the whole atmosphere of the place by adding in that and a coat of paint. So yellow. Let's go with even more yellow. We're going to go with lemon, I think. So faded lemon. Just go here. Just let me close the door because I have a nasty habit of missing the wall occasionally, which means I paint something I don't want to. So we'll guard against my klutziness. make it a high gloss paint, we should be able to make it wipeable, which means it's easy to clean. And if that's important, because if you're surviving, the last thing you want to do is have areas where that could make you sick. So being able to see that it's clean at a glance is probably important. Yellow for the morale tends to be one of those colours that make people a little bit happier. So you're probably going to need a bit of morale. There we go. Right. So, all done. And now I have to actually work out the kitchen. You know what else I forgot in here? I'm always forgetting them. I can't paint the ceiling, or I would. Because it would be nice to have that ceiling not grey and imposing. So let's go to ceiling lamps. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could brighten it up with one of these. I'm not sure why you would want to, except that it's happy. You know what, I'm actually going to leave that there. I wasn't going to. I was going to put it in as a joke and take it out. But I like it. It brightens the place up. And again, morale is important. So, I'm trying to shut the door. Right. In the kitchen, however, morale might be important, but we want something a bit more practical. Maybe something we can clean easier. I think I'm going to go with golden just to match the rest of the thing. I'm not going to go with yellow. Yellow light would drive me nuts, so I don't know how these guys would handle it. But, you know, a little bit of a yellow thing. Now we can actually see what we're doing in here. It's less like a cave. I am going to go with this corner kitchen idea. Kitchens with cabinets tend to have storage. Storage is important. And again, that sense of normalcy in what would have to be a really abnormal situation. Let's maybe white. So I always find the birch is a bit grubby, and that's going to be definitely too big. I can't move that door. Or can I? I've never tried to move a bunker door. Okay, let's just try the hammer. Ooh. Okay, good. I can move the bunker door. Let's just have a look and see how much space this thing needs. I need it to move. Let me just back up a bit. Alright. If I put it there, I'm going to need to move the entire door. Actually, I think I can get away with 3 spaces. So, I know, why would I put this in a bunker? Because I'm not doing bare essentials survival. I'm doing a family person and a dreamer wants to buy it. So. And they're looking at not zombie apocalypse and bear survival. We're looking at actually living. So we're going to do as though you can live after a bad situation, which of course you can. So that's kind of my theory behind all this. Alright. Yep, okay, so this was my other concern, that shelf there, which is going to be a menace. So what I'm going to do when I finish putting in the wall is move that shelf along just a little bit. Actually, I could probably do it now. Let's see how we go. How much stuff is going to fall on the floor if I do this? It's not going to let me, is it? Sigh. I think the gas masks are the problem. Don't make me sell you. Oh, fine. Okay. I know, right? Now they're cross. That's fine. What we're going to do is just move. Yeah, alright. I'm going to have to just sell all the things and start again. So the other thing too is if you're not sure about your furniture placement, or if you know you might have to move something at the last minute, don't do your stocking until you have got everything where you want it to be. Me personally, if you'd said you're going to move a wall, I would have said no, don't be silly. Alright, so what we're going to try and do is give these doors just enough space to open up in. And now we're going to put everything back. Let's make them happy again with a gas mask or 4. Oh fine, it's just symmetry, it's getting to me. And go to equipment. Probably going to regret this. Now you can crouch in House Flipper, which is generally a good thing. Let's just bob down if we can. Oops, no. C, not X. Which means I should be able to reach in under that gas mask. I know most people keep magazines in their lounge. These guys are making sure they have enough of the essentials. All right. Excellent. So now what we're doing is we're going to put in a wall, which means I'm going to regret selling my my paint for both these rooms. Where is it? There we are. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put in lintels. Yep. Right, and once the lintels are in, it now recognises this as a different room. We need 2 lots of paint. If I'm really lucky, I didn't buy too much, and I can just grab what I was using before straight out of the recently bought tab. Yeah, there we go. And the other thing we need is a bunker door. Oops. Which comes under protection and barricades. Now, which way do I want it to open? The other way. Right. It doesn't take too long to rearrange, it's just a pain. I am going to have to hunt that carpet up again. It's not going to be on the front tab, so that's easy. It was floors, it was coverings, and it was green, I think. Yeah. There we are. Okay, so the last thing we need to add back in as the light switch, I just have to remember where it was. There it is. You don't have to put these in. You could probably get away with putting in normal light switches, but I'll just keep with these because they're a heavy duty kind of thing. Now we can put our kitchen in. And I'm going to go with this instead of the smaller shelf area simply because it's massive and it gives them everything they need to cook and prep things with. And it gives them storage, which they're going to need. So that's barely enough space around those doors. Alright. I wonder if we can get a fridge in here. Let's do that. We'll grab a refrigerator. Technically, worst case scenario is the fridge is not going to work because there'll be no power, but they've got their own generator, so if they have generator and battery, maybe they can actually make that happen anyway. So let's give them the chance to have that. And if they don't like it, they can always sell it. All right. Now we need some shelves for storage. So I don't think they have any particular shelving in the Apocalypse Flipper setting itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in, the garage shelf, which I have forgotten where it is. It's under furniture. Of course it's under furniture. Where else would it be? Let's go to shelves. I'm going to go with these. I don't know if they're easier to clean. No, the mesh would be a pain to clean. Let's go with this because it's not a pain to clean. It just takes up a lot of space. Okay. We are going to need something to cook on. So let's go with our electronic equipment and find home appliances and maybe a gas stove. So we'll buy that. Just flip that so they can use it here. The other thing we're going to need if we do a gas stove is we're going to need energy, probably a gas cylinder over here. So we're going to pop that down there in the corner. Actually, we need more than one. That'll just be the one that they're using for the time. We're also going to give them a microwave for quick heat meals because they may actually be able to use that instead. So let's see, I would have thought that was an appliance. Where's it gone? So we just pop that probably over there in the corner. Alrighty. We're going to need a kitchen rack for tools, so maybe accessories. I forget exactly where you put this. Alright, one dish rack that's stacked. Let's buy one of those. Pop that over here. Actually, I'm going to put it at the back just to give them some space. There's also a hanging towel somewhere. Alright, so it's accessories and kitchen. There we are. I should have known that myself. Okay, we have a spice rack and we have a hanging rack. Let's go with something a bit... Oh, so no, sorry, the steel is at odds with the kitchen. I knew that. Alright. So we're going to give them two things. We're going to give them... maybe not have that dish towel hanging over the fire. Let's pop this. I was just thinking it would be handy for the tools. We'll pop this up here. Grab this thing. This would be a very bad idea. Grab that microwave, it's in the way. Pop it over here. Grab this thing. Pop it. Fine, I'll pick another dish rack. Classic. Double. What's the double do? My hands are full. Oh. Smart Alec. Okay, that's something else. I'd rather have that one. I'm going to pop that at the back. That gives them space to put their dishes. I'm going to pop this about here. Right, now we're good. The other thing we need is probably something to wipe our hands on and probably something for spices. Back into here. Grab the nut. Yep. Definitely not there. Oh, this kitchen is tiny, isn't it? Alright, maybe they don't need that. Where's the hanging utensils thing I saw a minute ago? Grab that. Nope, that's pretty good. Alright, that can go up there. The other thing we need is a hanging towel. I forget where I saw those. Oops. There it is. Hanging towel is usually found in other. Green. No, let's... oh god, no, not grey. Okay, looks like the green is the best option here. Something to wipe your hands on when you're done with doing your dishes. Alright, that's that part of the kitchen done. I haven't put many supplies in, so possibly I should rectify that. Yeah, let's go and have a look at... Alright, these guys need, they have a real preference for pasta and rice. So let's start with the pasta and rice and maybe put some of the bigger stuff down the bottom. So we'll just go straight into food. That'll mean we don't have to scroll so much. Actually, we'll put the bigger stuff on the bottom first. So crouch, C for crouch. Oh, I was crouching. Oh dear. Alright, how many can I fit? 1, 2. Everyone's a critic. 1, 2, 3. They are the clients and I probably should be concerned that they're happy. Let's put some nuts in for them. We'll do a double row of nuts as well so they can have their soup and their nuts. So this will be their main, just grab it and stuff it in a pan kind of set of supplies. And I think I can fit a row of pickles in as well. Why you would have this many? Well, they're going to be pickling their own vegetables, so that would make sense. So let's give them, see if we can get a double row in. I'm not greedy. And 2. Can I maybe, right. Right, I can't quite get a double row in. That'll be fine. Let's go on to the next rack. So we're going to put the heavy stuff down the bottom so that we don't overbalance the rack itself, which means let's go with our meatballs, a couple of rows of those. I love them. They're like, you're putting food in there, but we're not celebrating. We're whining about the fact you haven't put everything in yet. Get a grip, guys. It's coming. Alright, let's now give them some tomatoes to go with that. Some of these guys really like having their pantries set in order as well, so... Okay, for those of you who are curious, this is part of the Apocalypse Flipper DLC, which is free, and you can download it to go with your House Flipper game. You know what, this seems to be a lot easier to use than last time I used it. Everything's going up pretty well. Okay, let's go for our organic food. I think I saw lentils in here somewhere. Okay, no, we'll go for organic chickpeas, yeah. So... Alright. That does bother me a little bit, but that's okay. Now I did forget when I very carefully put my paint can away that I was going to need to be able to stand on something in order to be above the shelves to see them, actually. Oh, even better. So the general rule of thumb is if you're down, excuse me, if you're down on the floor and you can see, if you can see a shelf base, you can put something on it. Which means when you get to these taller shelves, you're a bit out of luck unless you can jump up on something. So I sometimes use a paint can and that kind of works. So I think going with weight, we're going to go with our peanut butter for the next. There's my chickpeas. And I think I did put them in. I'm a bit blonde. There we go. So let's give them a bunch of peanut butter. It's high energy, easy to store. I'm still thinking of what food reserves to put in the living room. There we go. We're also going to go with our can of tuna. I'd like to see a bit more of a variety. I mean, there's no beetroot in here for a start. Tin pineapple. How are they ever going to have pizza without their tin pineapple? And there's nowhere for cured meat. Can I stack these cans on each other? No, okay. That's right, you cannot stack the cans even if they're little and flat. So you just have to put in extra rows if you want them. Alright, did I do organics? I did. I think I did all of the tins, the peanut butter, the jars. Okay, so now we're down to our pasta and rice. Buy many, and it's a bit of a debate as to what's a better way to arrange these. That's what happens there. I don't know. Let's just try them sideways. Alright, so the answer to my question is it's probably better to... Ow! I fell off the cabinet. Right. So I'm just using Shift and the mouse wheel. Alright, it is going to be awkward. That's fine. It can be awkward. Just duck that back this way. Grab that one. Okay, and last but not least, let's give them a ton of macaroni. I think the rice is probably better bang for your buck though. Still not enough for our needs, says Family Guy. It's like, what? Are you serious? He's right though, it's not really a lot. I mean, it looks like a lot when you put this in, but it isn't that much. Okay, so we've made a start on their supplies. We've given them a decent kitchen. Let's put another gas bottle in over here. So, just important. So now they've got 2 gas bottles in the kitchen, which is either a really bad idea. Oh no, I can't fit it in. Okay, no, they don't have 2 gas bottles in the kitchen. But that is their kitchen. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of space, take a photo of that one. And it will come this way. This isn't done yet, I have to say. These shelves are bare, so we're going to have to do something about that. But we're past the 45-minute mark, so I am actually going to stop this session here. And tomorrow we are going to go up into here and take care of some energy needs by putting in a generator and also the laundry. We may, if we get time, take care of the bathroom, maybe add some more toilet paper supplies in here. And then we will... This is definitely the sleeping area, so that is what we're up to. But I think on that note, I'll leave you. So thank you very much for hanging with me. If you liked the episode, please hit like, and if you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. And I will catch you all tomorrow. Take care out there.